Declan stood there in the dimming corridors of Lincoln High, a sprawling brick fortress in the heart of rural Ohio, where cornfields stretched like judgmental fingers toward the sky and football Fridays were the only religion that mattered. It was late October, the air thick with the scent of fallen leaves and impending frost, and the school felt like a pressure cooker ready to blow. He'd come here 5 years ago, fresh out of grad school at Ohio State, armed with a master's in literature and a naive belief that words could bridge any divide. But words, he'd learned, could also be weapons, sharper than any Friday night fistfight under the stadium lights. That afternoon's taunt wasn't the first, nor would it be the last. Declan was the gay teacher, the one who showed up to the staff Christmas party with a platonic date from the local theater troupe, the one whose rainbow lanyard dangled like a scarlet letter from his ID badge. In a town where family values meant shotgun weddings and Sunday sermons against the lifestyle, he was the glitch in the system, the glitch they poked until it bled. But today something snapped. Not rage, exactly. More like the quiet ignition of a fuse he'd buried deep. He strode into the faculty lounge, shoulders squared, ignoring the sidelong glances from Mrs. Hargrove, the history teacher who clutched her cross necklace like a shield whenever he entered a room. Principal Whitaker was there, nursing a lukewarm coffee, his paunch straining against a polo shirt emblazoned with the school mascot, a snarling wildcat that seemed to mock Declan's own caged ferocity. "Mr. Whitaker," Declan said, voice steady as steel, "we need to talk about the bullying reports. Again." Whitaker sighed, setting down his mug with the reluctance of a man who'd rather discuss the weather. "Declan, son, kids will be kids. It's high school. Thick skin. Remember? Thick skin." Declan almost laughed. His skin was a roadmap of calluses, from the whispers in the teacher's lounge about his personal choices affecting the curriculum, to the anonymous notes slipped into his lesson plans. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Last year, it had escalated to vandalism. His car keyed with slurs in the faculty lot, the rainbow sticker peeled off like a scab. The police had called it youthful pranks. Whitaker had called it overblown. But Declan wasn't here to beg. Not anymore. "This isn't about skin, sir. It's about safety. It's about a senior, Marcus, who came out last week and now can't walk to class without being shoved into lockers. It's about me, fielding death threats on my voicemail because some parent's petition is circulating online, calling for my termination." Whitaker's face reddened, the wildcat on his shirt seeming to snarl. "That petition's just concerned citizens. They say you're influencing the students. Reading those books, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. It's not appropriate for a Christian school district." Lincoln High wasn't explicitly Christian, but in Eldridge, Ohio, population 8,000, where the biggest news was the tractor pull championships, it might as well have been. Declan leaned forward, his hazel eyes locking onto Whitaker's watery blue ones. "Influencing? You mean teaching empathy? Or are we admitting that a gay English teacher is the real threat here? Not the kids slinging slurs like it's 1950. The lounge door creaked open, and in walked Alex Rivera, the new art teacher, all easy smiles and paint-splattered jeans. Alex was the one bright spot in Declan's monochrome world. A 28-year-old transplant from Chicago, with olive skin, dark curls that begged to be tousled, and eyes like melted chocolate that crinkled when he laughed. They'd bonded over late-night grading sessions, sharing takeout tie and stories of escaping conservative upbringings. Alex wasn't out at school yet, but Declan had caught the way his gaze lingered, the brush of fingers over shared lesson plans that sent sparks up Declan's arm. "Hey, what's the powwow?" Alex asked, sliding into a chair, his presence diffusing the tension like sunlight through storm clouds. Whitaker cleared his throat. "Just shop talk. Declan here's on his soapbox again." Alex's brow arched, and he shot Declan a look that said, "I've got your back. If it's about the assembly next week, count me in. I was thinking we could tie in some student art on identity, make it interactive." The principal waved it off. "We'll table this. Budget meeting at 4. He lumbered out, leaving Declan and Alex in a silence that hummed with unspoken solidarity. "You okay?" Alex murmured, his hand grazing Declan's knee under the table. A fleeting touch, electric and forbidden in this fishbowl of a lounge. Declan exhaled, the fight draining out like air from a punctured tire. "Getting there. Just tired of being the villain in my own story." Alex's smile was soft, laced with something deeper. You're the hero, December. Heroes don't quit. And in that moment, as Alex's fingers lingered just a second too long, Declan felt the first stirrings of something dangerous. Hope, wrapped in the warmth of possibility. The rest of the week blurred into a rhythm of chalk dust and adolescent chaos. Declan's senior English class was a mixed bag, eager readers like Lena, the goth poet with dreams of Juilliard, and reluctant jocks like Tyler, the quarterback whose idea of literature was ESPN recaps. But beneath the surface, fissures ran deep. Tyler's crew, the ones who'd hissed that slur in the hall, ruled the social hierarchy with iron fists and Instagram feeds full of trucker hats and Bible verses. On Friday, during a discussion of The Great Gatsby, Declan pushed the envelope. Gatsby's tragedy isn't just lost love, he said, pacing the front of the room, his voice rising like a tide. It's the American dream devouring its own. The illusion that you can reinvent yourself without the past clawing you back. Who here feels that pull? The masks we wear to fit in. The class shifted uneasily. Lena raised her hand. Like coming out? When your families all pray the gay away? A snicker rippled from the back. Tyler's domain. Yeah. Or like pretending you're normal when you're not. Declan's pulse thrummed. He turned, meeting Tyler's smirk head-on. Normal's overrated, Tyler. What's real, though? That's what guts you. Tyler leaned back, arms crossed over his Letterman jacket. Real? Real is winning state, coach. Not your fairy tale bullshit. The room froze. Lena gasped. From the corner, Marcus, the senior who'd come out, sank lower in his seat, eyes downcast. Declan felt the air thicken, the hook of confrontation yanking him forward. Tyler, he said evenly, step outside. Now. In the hallway, away from prying eyes, Tyler loomed, all 6'2" of farm boy muscle. You gonna suspend me, Mr. Ferry? My dad's on the school board. Declan's jaw tightened, memories flashing. His own coming out at 17, the Bible hurled at his bedroom door by his father, the exile to his aunts in Cleveland. No suspension. But here's the deal, one more word like that, and you're out of my class. And Tyler? The world's bigger than your dad's board seat. Someday you'll see that. Tyler scoffed, but something flickered in his eyes. Uncertainty? Declan turned away, heart racing, unaware that across the hall, Alex had witnessed it all through the art room door, his sketchpad forgotten, a quiet admiration blooming into something fiercer. That night, Declan drove home to his cramped apartment on the edge of town, the Eldridge water tower looming like a sentinel in his rearview. He poured a glass of bourbon, cheap, from the corner store, and scrolled through his phone. The petition had 200 signatures now, headlines from the local rag. Local parents demand removal of activist teacher. His inbox overflowed with hate. Go back to the city, pervert. But buried amid the venom was a text from Alex. Drinks at O'Malley's? You need backup. O'Malley's was the dive bar on Route 23, neon sign flickering like a heartbeat, where truckers nursed beers and the jukebox spun Johnny Cash. Declan arrived to find Alex at a corner booth, 2 drafts waiting. The place smelled of stale peanuts and regret, but Alex's grin cut through it all. To surviving another week, Alex toasted, clinking glasses. Their knees brushed under the table, and Declan didn't pull away. They talked for hours about Alex's conservative Catholic family in Gary, Indiana, the brother who disowned him after prom night with a boy, about Declan's lost love in college, a poli-sci major who'd bailed when the going got real. Laughter mingled with confessions, the bourbon loosening tongues and guards. When Alex's hand found Declan's across the scarred wood table, fingers intertwining, the world narrowed to that touch, warm, tentative, alive. You're brave, you know that? Alex whispered, thumb tracing circles on Declan's knuckles. Standing up like you do. Declan shook his head, throat tight. Brave? Or just stupid? Brave. Alex leaned in, breath mingling, and for a heartbeat, Declan thought he might close the gap. But the bar door swung open, a gust of cold air slapping sense into them. They pulled back, flushed, the moment suspended like a held breath. As Declan drove home under a canopy of stars, the radio crooning Springsteen, Born to Run, he felt the stirrings of a new chapter. But chapters, he knew, came with twists, and in Eldridge, twists often drew blood. The following Monday brought storm clouds, literal and figurative. Rain lashed the windows as Declan prepped for his boldest move yet. A guest speaker for the assembly, Dr. Elena Vasquez from the Columbus LGBTQ Center, to talk identity in American Lit. He'd pitched it to Whitaker as cultural literacy. But the emails from parents had already started. Indoctrination. Protect our kids. In the lounge, Mrs. Hargrove cornered him, Bible in hand. Declan, think of the children. This agenda of yours. It's not God's way. He met her gaze, weary but unbowed. God's way? Or yours? Evelyn? Last I checked, Jesus hung with outcasts. She bristled, clutching her pearls. Blasphemy. Alex appeared then, coffee in hand, diffusing with a joke about cafeteria mystery meat. But later, in the copy room, he pulled Declan aside. Heard about the speaker. Ballsy. You sure? Declan nodded, the fire rekindled. Kids need to see it's okay to be us. The word hung between them, heavy with implication. Alex's eyes darkened, and he stepped closer, the hum of the copier masking their whispers. Dinner tomorrow? My place. No bar, no interruptions. Declan's heart stuttered. Yeah, I'd like that. That night, alone with a stack of ungraded essays, Declan penned a letter to his class. Not for submission, but for himself. Dear students, it began, stories aren't just words on a page. They're mirrors, weapons, lifelines. In a world that tells you to hide, remember, your truth is the strongest narrative you'll ever tell. Little did he know, someone would soon twist that truth into a noose. The rain had cleared by Tuesday, leaving puddles that mirrored the fractured sky. But Declan's mood was buoyant, buoyed by the promise of dinner with Alex. He arrived at Alex's bungalow on the outskirts of Eldridge, a cozy craftsman with a porch swing and wildflower beds that screamed, city boy gone rustic, bearing a bottle of Cabernet and a nerves-jangling anticipation. The door swung open to the aroma of garlic and basil. Alex in a faded black keys tee, apron tied low on his hips, curls damp from stirring sauce. Welcome to Casa Rivera? Alex grinned, pulling him into a hug that lingered, bodies aligning in a way that made Declan's pulse thunder. No pretense here, away from the school's prying eyes. They cooked together, pasta primavera, simple and shared, laughing over spilled wine and stories of disastrous first dates. As they ate on the living room floor, cross-legged amid scattered art supplies and dog-eared poetry books, the conversation turned intimate. Alex spoke of his ex, a gallery owner in Chicago who cheated with an intern, leaving him hollow. I thought love was supposed to fix you, he said, voice cracking. But it just exposes the cracks. Declan reached out, cupping Alex's face, thumb brushing a stray curl. It doesn't fix. It fits. Like puzzle pieces, jagged edges and all. Their kiss was inevitable, a slow burn igniting into flame. Lips tentative at first, then hungry, hands mapping unfamiliar terrain with reverent urgency. Alex tasted like wine and want, his body yielding under Declan's as they tumbled to the rug, breaths mingling in gasps. It was messy, real. Clothes shed in a trail from kitchen to couch, whispers of yes and more punctuating the night. For the first time in years, Declan felt seen, not as the gay teacher, but as a man deserving of tenderness. They woke tangled in sheets, dawn painting the room in gold. Alex traced patterns on Declan's chest, fingers pausing over the faint scar from appendix surgery, a reminder of vulnerability. Stay, Alex murmured. Call in sick. But duty called, and by 8 a.m., they were back in the grind, stealing glances across the faculty lot. The secret of their night, a warm coal in Declan's chest. School buzzed with pre-assembly tension. Whispers slithered through halls like smoke. That fag teacher's bringing in a drag queen or something. Tyler's crew amplified it. Memes circulating on Snapchat. Declan photoshopped with devil horns. Caption: Satan's syllabus. Marcus, the out senior, stuck close to Lena. Their alliance a quiet rebellion. In third period, as Declan lectured on To Kill a Mockingbird's themes of prejudice, Tyler interrupted. Scout's dad, Atticus, he's all about justice, right? But what if the mockingbird's just annoying? Like chirping lies? The class tittered. Declan's grip tightened on his marker. Mockingbirds don't lie, Tyler. They sing truths others ignore. And ignoring them? That's the real sin. Postbell. Alex cornered him in the stairwell, hands in pockets to resist pulling him close. Heard the chatter. You holding up? Declan leaned against the railing, exhausted but electric. Barely. But with you? Yeah. A quick kiss, stolen and sweet, before they parted. Addicts to the thrill of stolen moments. The assembly loomed on Thursday, gym packed with restless teens under banners proclaiming Wildcat pride. Whitaker introduced Dr. Vasquez stiffly, his smile as forced as a bad toupee. She took the stage, poised and passionate, her talk weaving the house on Mango Street with personal anecdotes of growing up queer in Texas. Identity isn't a choice, she said, voice ringing. It's a gift, and in America, the land of the free, we fight to unwrap it without shame. The crowd was split. Claps from the front rows, where Lena and Marcus sat. Jeers from the bleachers, Tyler's voice cutting sharp. Bullshit! A water bottle sailed, splashing Vasquez's notes. Chaos erupted, shouts. A scuffle as security waded in. Declan surged from his seat, shielding her, his voice booming. Enough! This is what hate looks like, kids. Not her. You! Whitaker yanked him aside, face purple. My office. Now. In the principal's sanctum, amid plaques for excellence in education, Whitaker unloaded. You planned this circus. Parents are furious, calling the superintendent. That petition's at 500. Declan stood tall. I planned education. If that's a crime. It is here, Whitaker snapped. Consider this a formal warning. One more stunt, and you're gone. Numb, Declan wandered to the art room, where Alex was erasing chalkboards, jaw set. I saw. You were incredible. Declan collapsed into a chair. Incredible? Or fired? Alex knelt, hands on Declan's knees. We'll fight. Together. Their embrace was fierce, a lifeline in the storm. But as they parted, Declan's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Enjoy your spotlight. Queer. We know about your boyfriend. Resign or we tell the board everything. Ice flooded his veins. Who? How? Friday dawned gray, the threat gnawing like termites. Declan skipped the lounge, holing up in his classroom, revising lesson plans with trembling hands. Alex texted, Lunch? Need to see you. But paranoia whispered, Is it him? No, impossible. At noon, they met in the old storage closet behind the auditorium, a dusty haven of forgotten props. Alex pulled him close, kissed desperate. Whatever this is, we'll face it. But doubt festered. That night, Declan drove to the edge of town, parking by the quarry where teenagers snuck beers. He scrolled the petition site, heart sinking at the names. Hargrove, Tyler's dad, and no, Coach Reynolds, Alex's mentor in the drama club. Betrayal? Or coincidence? Saturday brought a fragile peace. Alex invited him to a bonfire at Lena's farm. Student-led, off-books, a lit circle with esmores and smuggled cider. 20 kids showed, a rainbow of misfits. Marcus with his sketchbook, Lena reciting spoken word, even a few straights curious about the enemy. Around the flames, stories spilled. Marcus admitted his suicide attempt last summer, the razor's edge after his mom's rejection. A freshman, Jamie, whispered of beatings from his uncle. Declan shared fragments. His dad's rage, the aunt who saved him. Alex, voice low, came out then, I'm gay, and scared shitless. But seeing you all, it makes me braver. The circle hushed, then erupted in hugs, the fire crackling approval. Tyler wasn't there, but his absence loomed. As embers died, Alex and Declan walked the fields, hands linked under starlight. I love you, Alex said, simple as breath. Declan stopped, world tilting. God, me too. Their kiss was a vow, bodies pressing in the chill, passion a shield against the gathering dark. Monday's mail brought the axe. A letter from the board, suspension pending investigation into inappropriate conduct with a colleague. The rumor mill churned, Harper's banging the art teacher. Corrupting influence. In the lot, Hargrove hissed. Told you. Sodom and Gomorrah. Alex found him by his car, eyes wild. It's out. Someone leaked us. Who? Declan demanded, voice breaking. Alex paled. I don't know. But we deny. The betrayal hit like a freight train. Later, piecing it from whispers. Tyler, egged by his dad, had tailed them from O'Malley's weeks back, snapped blurry pics, sold them to the petition ringleaders for justice. Rage boiled. Declan stormed Whitaker's office. This ends now. Assembly tomorrow. My lesson. Or I go public. All of it. Whitaker blanched. You can't. I can. And I will. That night, alone, Declan wept. For the boy he'd been, the man he was, the love teetering on the brink. But in the tears, resolve hardened. The bold lesson was coming. And Eldridge would never be the same. The suspension letter burned a hole in Declan's pocket as he paced his apartment, the walls closing in like jury box panels. It was formal. Indefinite leave, pending review of moral turpitude allegations. Moral turpitude, code for you're one of them. The unspoken sin that had dogged him since his first rainbow pin. Alex called, voice thick with sleep and worry. Deck, pack a bag. Come here. We'll figure it. No. Declan cut in, sharper than intended. I fight from here, not hiding. Silence stretched, brittle. You're scaring me. This town's a tinderbox. I know. Declan sank onto the couch, head in hands. But running? That's what they want. What Tyler wants. What my dad wanted. Alex softened. Okay, but promise breakfast tomorrow. My treat. Promise. Sleep evaded him, chased by ghosts. The college boyfriend's ghosting text. Too much drama, man. After a homophobic slur at a frat party. The aunt's funeral, where cousins averted eyes from the confirmed bachelor. Dawn found him drafting his lesson, a manifesto disguised as curriculum. The power of story, reclaiming narratives in a divided America. By morning, the school was a hornet's nest. Protests brewed. Parents with picket signs at the gates. Fire the groomer. Counter-protesters emerged. Lena and Marcus organizing a walkout. Hashtags like Stand with Declan trending locally. Whitaker caved under pressure, announcing an emergency assembly at 10 a.m. Guest speaker, Mr. Harper. Topic: unity. Alex met him at the farm stand diner, pancakes steaming between them. Under the table, their ankles hooked, a silent anchor. You got this, Alex said, eyes fierce. And after, we're getting out. Chicago. Galleries, open mics, no hiding. Declan squeezed his hand. After. The gym filled with electric tension. 800 students crammed shoulder to shoulder, teachers flanking the edges like uneasy sentinels. Whitaker's intro was curt. Mr. Harper has requested this time. 5 minutes. Declan took the mic, heart hammering, the spotlight harsh as an interrogation lamp. No notes, just truth, raw and ragged. Lincoln High, he began, voice echoing off cinderblock walls. Is America in miniature? Dreams chased on gridirons, hearts broken in back seats, futures forged in these halls. But beneath it, cracks, wide enough to swallow souls. Murmurs rippled. Tyler sat front row, arms crossed, jaw defiant. Marcus, beside Lena, nodded encouragement. I've been your teacher for 5 years, Declan continued, locking eyes with the room. Taught you Shakespeare's star-crossed lovers, Whitman's barbaric yops, the quiet rage of invisible men. And yeah, I've been mocked, called names that cut deeper than knives. Faggot, pervert. Why? Because I love differently. Because I dared to be whole in a world that demands halves. Gasps, then silence. A sob from the back, Jamie's? But here's the hook, Declan pressed, voice rising like a crescendo. Those slurs? They're stories too. Stories of fear, passed down like heirlooms. Your parents' stories, your coaches, your pastors. And stories have power until we rewrite them. He paused, scanning faces. Tyler's flicker of unease, Whitaker's scowl, Alex's proud gaze from the wings. Today I challenge you, not to hate less, that's easy. To listen more. Share your stories, the ones that scare you, because in those we find the human. He gestured to the floor. Who starts? Hesitation, then Lena stood. I'm bi, and my church says I'm going to hell. But Mr. Harper showed me books where I'm heaven. Applause, tentative. Marcus next. I tried to end it because of you, Tyler. Your words. Tyler shifted, color draining. The quarterback who'd ruled with bravado cracked, standing abruptly. Shit. My brother's gay. In the closet. Dad hates it. I thought. Toughening up. The gym exhaled. Confessions cascaded. A girl on steroids for cheer. A boy stealing lunches. Alex? Oh God. Rising to say, I'm gay. And in love with someone who taught me courage. Eyes met Declan's, the room blurring in tears. Chaos to catharsis in minutes. But Tyler's dad, storming the stage mid-flow, shattered it. Lies. This is grooming. Board meeting tonight. You're done, Harper. Security escorted him out, but the damage lingered. Post-assembly, Whitaker pulled Declan aside. You won the kids, but the board? They're crucifying you. Let them. By evening, the petition hit 1,000 signatures. Media trucks from Columbus circling the town square. Declan and Alex hold up at the bungalow, news droning. Eldridge erupts over gay teacher's stand. Wine flowed, bodies sought solace. Love-making fierce and affirming, a reclaiming amid ruin. I leaked it, Alex confessed in the afterglow, voice muffled against Declan's shoulder. The photos, to force their hand. Thought it'd backfire on them, show the hate. But I didn't think. Declan bolted upright, betrayal a gut punch. You what? Alex's eyes pleaded. Dec, listen, I was scared. Whitaker cornered me, threatened my job unless I... Distanced. Panicked. Sent the pics to a friend on the petition, thinking it'd expose the hypocrisy. It was stupid. I'm so... stupid. Declan dressed. Numb. You weaponized us. For what? Martyrdom. He fled into the night. Rain slicking streets, heart in shards. Alex's calls went unanswered. The bungalow's porch light mocking his solitude. Dawn brought reckoning. Board hearing at town hall packed like a circus. Parents bayed for blood. Supporters, Lena's mom, a librarian. Marcus's therapist, countered with pleas. Declan testified, voice steady. Suspend me if you must, but silent stories? That's the real crime. Whitaker, sweating, recused. Then Tyler took the stand. Mr. Harper saved my brother. Indirectly. Showed me. I was the bully. Dad's wrong. Gasped. The quarterback's dad seethed. But momentum shifted. Votes tallied. 5-4 in Declan's favor. No suspension. Cautionary note in file. But victory tasted ash. Alex's betrayal a thorn. He drove to the quarry. Stones skipping across black water. Contemplating endings. A text from Alex. Please, I love you. Let me fix this. And from Marcus. You changed us. Don't quit now. Tears fell, mingling with resolve. The bold lesson wasn't one speech. It was the aftershocks. The quarry's edge held Declan like a confessor, wind whipping his jacket as he hurled another stone, the plunk echoing his fractured heart. Below, the water churned dark secrets, rumors of drownings, of lovers' leaps in despair. He'd come here as a teen, post coming out, bottle of Jack's in hand, contemplating the drop. Aunt Clara's voice had pulled him back then. Stories don't end with silence, Declan. They evolve. Now, at 32, with a job tenuously saved and a love betrayed, evolution felt like amputation. His phone vibrated. Lena. Group chat blowing up. Kids want a club. GSA. You in? Then Marcus. Tyler's apologizing. In person. A beat. Then Alex. I'm outside your door. Not leaving till we talk. Declan exhaled. The night air sharp as regret. He drove back. The bungalow's light a beacon he both craved and cursed. Alex waited on the porch, soaked, eyes red-rimmed. No words at first, just a collapse into embrace, sobs racking them both. Inside, over cold coffee at the kitchen table, truth spilled. Alex's panic stemmed from his own ghosts. The brother who'd attempted suicide after family rejection. The fear of history repeating. I thought exposure would force change, he admitted, hands twisting. Like your assembly. But I hurt you. Worst mistake. Declan traced the grain of wood, voice raw. Trust is the story we tell ourselves. You rewrote ours without me. Alex nodded, tears falling. Can I rewrite it back? Silence. Heavy. Then Declan's hand over Alex's. Slowly. But yeah. Forgiveness wasn't fireworks. It was embers, warm and tentative. They spent the weekend rebuilding. Walks in the wildflower beds, cooking disastrous brunches, sharing scars like sacred texts. By Sunday, laughter returned, tentative, then full-throated. Love, Declan realized, wasn't flawless arcs but messy revisions. Monday, Lincoln High thrummed with aftershocks. The GSA club formed officially, Lena president, Marcus VP, Tyler, miracle of miracles, treasurer, his presence a bridge over old chasms. Whitaker, chastened by board scrutiny and a glowing Columbus Dispatch profile, Eldridge's awakening, green-lit it with gruff approval. Don't make me regret this. In Declan's classroom, the air felt lighter, essays now laced with vulnerability. Tyler's on his brother's closet, raw and redemptive. After school, the first GSA meeting, 30 kids, folding chairs in a circle, snacks pilfered from the lounge. Declan facilitated, Alex co-sponsor. Their joined hands under the table a quiet victory. Stories, Declan began, echoing his manifesto, aren't solitary, they're communal. So share. What's yours? Hands shot up. Coming out tales, ally pledges, dreams of pride parades in Eldridge someday. Tyler spoke last, voice gravelly. I was the villain, thought tough meant hate. Mr. Harper, you made me see the hero I could be. Applause rippled, genuine. As the meeting wrapped, a parent lingered. Tyler's dad, hat in hand. Son says you're all right. Reckon I owe you an apology. Declan shook it, firm. Apologies to your boy. And yourself. The man nodded, gone but changed. Winter blanketed Eldridge in snow, softening edges. Declan and Alex's relationship deepened. Thanksgiving at Clara's in Cleveland, where she hugged Alex like a long-lost son. Christmas with tamales and tree trimming, rainbow ornaments glinting. They navigated bumps. Alex's jealousy over Declan's late nights planning GSA events. Declan's triggers from Hargrove's lingering glares. But therapy, mandated for Declan, embraced by both, taught them dialogue over defense. Spring brought Bloom, the GSA's first event, a literary reading under the stadium lights, Poets Against Prejudice. 200 attended. Kids, teachers, even Whitaker, clapping awkwardly. Lena's poem gutted the crowd. In cornfield cathedrals, we pray to mirrors shattered by stones, mended by song. Alex exhibited student art, murals of intertwined hands, diverse and defiant. Declan read last, from his letter, your truth is the strongest narrative. Eyes met across the field. Alex's, shining. Tyler's, grateful. Marcus's, healed. But humanity's arc bent, not broke, toward justice slowly. Hargrove retired amid whispers. Her replacement a young ally from Akron. The petition faded to footnote, but scars lingered. Anonymous emails, a /GSA banner. Declan fielded them with weary grace, bolstered by Alex's whisper. We're the change. Summer solstice, they drove to Chicago. Alex's old haunts, galleries alive with color. On a rooftop bar overlooking the lake, wind tousling curls. Alex knelt. Marry me? Not tomorrow when you're ready, but let's write forever. Declan pulled him up, kissed salt sweet. Yes, all in. Back in Eldridge, the school year closed with baccalaureate, seniors in caps and gowns. Marcus hugged Declan. You saved me. Tyler fist bumped. State champs next year. You're invited. As fireworks popped over the fields. Eldridge's nod to patriotism. Declan stood with Alex, hands linked, the Wildcat Stadium a distant roar. The boy who'd slammed lockers in rage had become the man who opened doors. Mockery, it lingered in shadows. But lessons, they echoed eternal. In America's heartland, where divides ran deep as rivers, one teacher's bold stand rippled outward. A testament that love, in all its forms, could rewrite even the stoniest narratives. And in that rewriting they found not just survival but grace. Epilogue whispers. 2 years on, Declan Harper Rivera chaired the district's diversity board, Alex's murals adorning halls. Their wedding, a quiet affair on Clara's porch, drew the town. Tyler's dad toasting with tears. Eldridge wasn't utopia, but it was evolving. One story at a time.